let's get back to that night in Pardubice when you crashed. It was a really terrible accident, as we saw. But do you remember that night, that accident, or you just not really focus on it?
Well, I'm a kind of a guy, you know. I always focus what actually happened, you know, to make sure, you know, so it shouldn't happen again, and what went wrong. Obviously, I felt extremely fast that night too, and I was in the position with me and Emil. Emil was in the front, and I felt I had a bit more speed than he had, and we went close into third corner, and we touched each other a little bit, and I wanted to back off a little bit because I felt I had the speed, and I still had 1.5 laps to pass him, but you know, Emil was standing a little bit still, and I came a little bit too fast, so I kind of stopped my bike, but I couldn't block it before I actually hit his kind of back wheel, and I flipped to the right side. So I knew that now I'm gonna have a big crash, but I went down a little bit awkward on the right side, straight down on the shoulder and straight banging the head to the floor. And as soon as I banged the head, you know, I was gone. And I never been gone for so long before. My mechanic said at least 2 minutes. I was just kind of laying there sleeping. So of course they were worried. But then after 2 minutes I start, you know, moving the body, and I start talking something. They didn't understand what I said, but as soon as they got me with the neck brace on and they got me back to the ambulance, then I was there. I felt what happened, and I didn't really feel I had a concussion. I felt I banged my head, but I was in general okay, and I knew what happened. I wasn't keep asking my mechanics what happened, so I tried to control my body and feeling what's worse and what's not worse. So I was kind of all right and focused, and I was in okay condition. I was in pain, of course, but you know, you're risking your life sometimes, and with that I was feeling, well, I'm going to survive here, you know. I knew I was in pain, but I knew it's going to be all right sooner or later.
Do you think about that? Sometimes you can just go easy when it's a kind of a match like this, like a friendly one. So you didn't have to be like the best. But is it a difference for you, or you just take the helmet on your head and you go on a bike and you just do what you have to do?
Well, it's as I always said, if you race for 1 zloty or for 100 zlotys, it makes no difference, you know. If it's another race, you know. I love racing my bike, and I would love to give myself 110%. But as I said, with that one here, I kind of backed off a little bit. You know, I wanted to wait instead of just attacking it 100%. I was waiting a little bit, so I was kind of defending and slacking off for the gas a little bit. But I put myself in a bad position. I should actually have attacked it 100%. Then, obviously, you didn't know what would have happened there, but I backed it off a little bit, and I put myself in the wrong position. But I think it's Speedway sometimes, you know, it happens, you know, we all know that. End of the day, it's kind of racing. It wasn't any fault, it was just racing. But, you know, I don't think you should ever relax, you know, because it's a tough sport. You gotta attack it, you know, 100%, because gotta be safe as possible, and if you're relaxing, then I don't feel you're focused enough.
Okay, so let's leave this past season behind. Let's focus on the coming season, because you said that you are going to fight for another medals in as well, GP and SEC. 2 titles in your career next season would be great, but how do you feel about the coming season?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get some medals for sure, you know, but as I always said, the Grand Prix, you know, is a very high level also. It's and the SEC too. I mean, I love both systems. The Grand Prix, I always say top 3. When you're in top 3, you're fighting for the medals, and whoever's in top 3, small things is making the difference. I'm trying to be consistent. I knew I had a bit lack of the speed and stuff. I need a little bit to work on my team around me. I need to come back on full form again, which I don't see as a problem. So there's a few things I'm looking towards myself. Always look yourself in a mirror and see what you can do better. And when things is in the right place, then you're up for grab for anything. But it's also a long season, so take step by step and see what happens.
The coming season will be, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's said that it will be your 19th season in Poland, and 4th in club in Leszno. Do you think that you found your place here?
Yeah, I mean it's been a silver and a gold while I've been here. I know that we had a tragedy season this year with lots of injuries and few mistakes and things like that has been going on, but I'm glad that this is my 4th season here. You know, it's a good town. You know, it's a good supporters we have around us, and we know for 2017 we need to step up. We need to be doing it together as a team and prove that where we should be. And I have ambitions also, you know, so things like that, you know, it's just giving me, you know, more blood on the tongue, and it makes me hungry.
Let's talk about the off-season, because as we know, it's also kind of a busy time in Speedway career. What are your plans for the coming weeks?
Well, actually, as you said, yeah, it's for me, you know, November, you know, it's one of those months where you actually have to visit all your sponsors. That's one of the reasons also I'm down here, you know, to say many thank you for the season. I think it's very important you meet up as quick as possible when season is finished. Signing the contracts with the clubs here and there. Charge up the batteries again. That's important, but I cannot charge them up before you actually finish off your business a little bit, so you know where you're standing for the coming season. So I look forward for December when body is healing up better, and I also can go away for a little time on a holiday. But also, you know, with lots of exercising in the nice sunny weather.